In this video I'm going to show you every weapon that you need to gather to be able to craft the Zenith, and I'm also going to show you exactly how to get each sword if there's any that you're struggling on. If you do find this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. These 4 swords, you can just gather them and then chuck them in a chest and forget about them. We've got the Copper Shortsword, the Enchanted Sword, the Starfury, and finally the Beekeeper. The next 4 swords are combined together to make the Knight's Edge. You've got the Light's Bane or the Blood Butcherer, the Blade of Grass, the Volcano, and the Meowmere. After defeating the mechanical bosses, you can make the next set of swords. You've got the Excalibur, which then turns into the True Excalibur, and you've also got the upgrade to the Knight's Edge, the True Knight's Edge. Remember, if you don't know how to craft these swords, in the next section of the video I'm going to show you exactly how to make them and get them. The next set is post-Plantera. You've got the Seedler, the Terra Blade, which is the upgraded True Knight's Edge, and the Horseman's Blade. After defeating Golem, you can then get the Influx Waver. And finally, the last 2 swords to get, post-Moonlord, are the Starwrath and the Meowmere. So go ahead and combine all these swords together at either an Orichalcum Anvil or a Mithril Anvil. If you're late into your run and you've deleted your Copper Shortsword, you can either create a new character and join your world and just chuck it in a chest. Or if your world doesn't have copper, you can take your tin to the shimmer and just throw it in, and then that'll convert it to copper. The Enchanted Sword can be the hardest one to get, but I've made it as easy as it can be for you guys. So the first method is to find an Enchanted Sword Shrine like this one. Your other option is to fish for golden crates in pre-hard mode or titanium crates in hard mode. I was able to get the Enchanted Sword on the 11th titanium crate. And if you don't want to spend 6 hours of your life fishing, you can just copy the seed. Remember, it has to be a crimson small world for this to work. And then all you need to do is walk to the right till you get to the tall trees and the 2 little logs, and then simply start digging down, and then you should see a little tunnel that's already there. Follow that all the way down to the Enchanted Sword. The next sword is the Starfury. This is found in chests in Sky Islands, so for this you're going to need a gravitation potion, and then just go up and down while constantly going left or right, and then check each Sky Island that you find. If for some reason you're not lucky enough to get it in a chest, you can fish for it. In pre-hard mode it's called a Sky Crate, in hard mode it's called an Azure Crate. You'll get 1 of 4 items, so you shouldn't need to catch that many. The Beekeeper shouldn't give you much trouble. All you need to do is fight Queen Bee a few times. Remember, you don't have to find a hive every single time. You can make an Abeemination, which you'll need 5 honey blocks, 1 stinger, 5 hive, and a bottled honey. And then you can fight it as many times as you want. The next set of swords are going to be used to make the Knight's Edge. The first one being the Blood Butcherer from Crimtain, or the Light's Bane from Demonite. Once you've made that, then you can make the Blade of Grass from 15 spores, 12 stingers and 3 vines. And then you can make the Volcano from 20 hellstone bars. Unfortunately for the last sword, for the Knight's Edge, you won't be able to craft it, so you'll need to go to the dungeon, make sure you've killed Skeletron first, and then you'll need to open up some gold chests until you find the Meowmere. And then you want to take those 4 swords that you've just got and make it into the Knight's Edge. And just like that, you've now gathered all the swords that you can in pre-hard mode. Obviously, if you want to do this in hard mode to make farming a bit easier, you can totally do that as well. After defeating your first mechanical boss, you can make the Excalibur with 12 hallowed bars. After defeating all 3 mechanical bosses, you can make the Pickaxe Axe, head to the jungle, grab a bunch of chlorophyte, and then make the True Excalibur. After defeating all 3 mechanical bosses, you can also upgrade your Knight's Edge to the True Knight's Edge with 20 of each soul. After defeating the mech bosses, you're going to want to defeat Plantera. It's a good idea to make a bunch of tunnels like this to increase the chances of the Plantera bulb to spawn. It's going to make farming a hell of a lot easier. After defeating Plantera, you can then make an upgrade to your True Knight's Edge to the Terra Blade. You're going to have to kill Mothron in the Solar Eclipse event to be able to get the Broken Hero Sword. The Seedler has an 11% chance of dropping from Plantera, so it may take a while to get this one. To get the Horseman's Blade, you're going to have to kill pumpkins in the Pumpkin Moon event. The higher the wave, the higher the chances for the sword to be dropped. Remember, the earliest you can get this sword is post-Plantera. For the next sword, the Influx Waver, you're going to need to start the event called Martian Madness. To do this, head to the edges of your world and head up to a Sky Island. Then you need to wait for a Martian probe to spawn, and then you just simply need to let it spot you and then fly away. Because the sword is dropped from the Martian Sorcerer, it's a good idea to leave the enemies on the ground so that you've got a higher chance of the sorcerers to spawn. If you're following along with me, you should have 8 swords altogether. That just leaves 2 swords left to get, which are drops from the Moonlord. All what's left now is to defeat the Moonlord a bunch of times. Rather than going through the lunar event every single time, you can make a sigil to spawn the Moonlord with 20 fragments from each celestial pillar. Once you've killed Moonlord, you're looking for 2 swords to drop. These are the Star Wrath and the Meowmere. The last step is super easy. Stand next to a Mithril or Orichalcum anvil with the 10 swords in your inventory, and then locate the Zenith and click on it. Bada bing, bada boom. If you did enjoy this video or found it helpful, I would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. If there's anything you're struggling on, just leave a comment below. I read all the comments.